All right, you can start.
Thanks, Owen. Welcome. This is the September meeting of the Northborough Conservation Commission. My name is Greg Young. I'm the chair of the commission. And this open meeting of the Northborough Conservation Commission is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Healy's executive order of March 29th, 2023, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency. All members of the Northborough Conservation Commission are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows the Northborough Conservation Commission to meet entirely remotely, so long as reasonable public access is afforded, so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream of this meeting may do so by going to Northborough Remote Meetings on YouTube via the link listed on the agenda. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will feature public comment. Members, when I call your name, please respond to the affirmative. Justin Dufresne.
Here.
Diane Gouldner.
Here.
Todd Helwig.
Here.
Excellent.
And we have another.
Who joined us here? Tom Beals.
Oh.
Tom Beals.
Good to see you, Tom.
Hi.
Tom, you're
Thanks.
present. You're present accounted for.
Yes.
Excellent.
Great. Thank you.
Steph, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Vincent Vignali.
Yes.
Owen Jones.
Yes.
Thank you, Owen. Some ground rules. The chair will invite each speaker or applicant on the agenda by name to make a presentation and speak to their application. Participants will provide their full name and hold until the name is called. Each speaker will be asked to mute their phone or computer when not speaking and to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate meeting minutes. Those responding will be asked to wait until the floor is yielded to them by the chair. Speakers who wish to respond to the comments of others do so through the chair, taking care to identify themselves. Each vote taken by the commission will be conducted by roll call. After members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment as follows. By phone, dial *9 to raise your hand and wait to be recognized. Please note that part of your phone number will be visible to those viewing the meeting. By Zoom, click raise hand on the bottom of your screen and wait to be recognized. The chair will ask members of the public who wish to speak to identify their names and addresses only. Once the chair has a list of all public commentators, I will call each by name and afford 3 minutes for any comments. Diane, you're up.
Good evening, everyone. There will be a meeting of the Northborough Conservation Commission on Monday, September 11th, 2023 at 6 p.m. The meeting will include the following hearings pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, the Northborough Wetlands Protection Bylaw, and/or the Northborough Stormwater Management and Land Disturbance Bylaw. Application for a notice of intent at 138 Bartlett Street, map 66, parcel 3 by Matthew Cotto to replace an existing failed septic system and build a 24-foot by 24-foot garage within the riverfront area and the 100-foot wetland buffer zone. And that's it.
Very good. Thanks, Diane.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting minutes, Vinny. We have August 14th and we're waiting for July 10th, correct? Oh, you're muted, Vinny.
Sorry. Yes,
Very
that's
good.
correct. July has not been prepared yet.
Okay, super. Another Brenda did they're very, very detailed. I read all 14 pages were very, very detailed. So
Mm-hmm.
were there any comments or questions about the meeting minutes?
Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
No, everybody's good?
Mhm.
Okay, then we need a motion to accept.
So move.
Second.
By Todd. Roll call. Tom Beals.
Yes.
Justin Dufresne.
Yes.
Diane Gouldner.
Yes.
Todd Helwig.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Very good. Vinny, we think we'll get July's next month.
We certainly will. Yes, she's on top of it already.
I'm sure it's a pretty steep learning curve for her to figure out what all these things mean. So, okay, 311 Crawford Street. Um,
Yes, that one I have not received anything in the last month, and I expect that we should just continue that.
okay, this will be the 5th month, right?
Yes, I sent them an email indicating that I was hoping that we'd have something, but if we don't get anything, we may close it at the next meeting and make a decision based on what we have.
Yeah, do we have an informal 6-month where we let something go and,
That's what it seems. We've let it go longer in others when there was some information coming in, but this one we haven't gotten anything in months.
okay. All right, so we need a motion to continue 311 Crawford Street.
I make a motion to continue 11 Crawford Street.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Todd. Roll call. Tom Beals,
Yes.
Justin Dufresne,
Yes.
Diane Gouldner,
yes,
Todd Helwig.
Yes.
I vote yes. Let me jump down here for 1 second. I believe that 138 Bartlett also is going to be continued, Vinny. Is that true?
Yes, they requested a continuance today. They said they will have responses to my comments and some other information that was needed on the plans ready for our next meeting, and we should be okay.
Okay. Fair enough. Then we need a motion to continue 138 Bartlett Street, RDA.
so
Any-
move,
So Diane made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
By
Okay.
Todd. Roll call. Tom Beals,
Yes.
Justin Dufresne,
Yes.
Diane Gouldner,
yes,
Todd Helwig,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Continued. Okay. 39 and 43 King Street, the continuation for an application for stormwater management and land disturbance. I have a hand up here. We've got Rashid, yes?
Yes. Joe
Is
Lozano.
Is Lozano also, Joseph Lozano
Yes,
also?
Joseph, he's their engineer.
Okay, I'm going to bring them both in. Any second now?
And Mark Arnold might be there also, but I don't know.
Don't see anybody else. There's Rashid
Yes, Mr. Chair, may I?
and Mr. Lozano. Is Joseph Lozano. Welcome, Joseph.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
All right. We continued this from last month. We had a couple of outstanding items, primarily getting some data into Vinny to allow him to complete that application. Vinny, how do we
Yes.
stand on that?
We stand very well. I think Joe has kind of pulled together all the information that were on my questions, and we got the application signed and dated appropriately, and I think we're good to go. They're gonna go through a quick review of the extent of the project and address any issues that you guys might have with the project.
Okay. Who's going to do this, Joe, Rashid or Joe?
I'll just kickstart for a second, and then Joe and Mark will take over. Mark is also trying to get in through Wi-Fi, but he may be having some issues. But
Okay.
we have good team here. So, Mr. Chair, thanks again last time for accommodating me while I was traveling, and also giving us a good feedback of what we need. Honestly, it worked out good that we actually end up compiling the whole SWIP instead of just giving you bits and pieces. And we did Nifty and all that. So I think we are as complete as could be. And I must also thank, Vincent for his constant feedback. I mean, he was giving us feedback as late as this afternoon. And we were trying to get back to him on small things. He's very detail oriented, and we salute that. But my job is just to tell you that, in my opinion, we have answered all the questions, and we have this plan look a lot better, and it has everything. I think what Joe will do is just bring up the overall plan and show you all the areas where we are going to, have some disturbance, and also probably go over quickly on the plan. And with that, I think you have lots and lots of information in the SWIP and everything else, everybody asked for.
Okay, fine, Rashid, thank you.
Joe, go ahead.
can I share my screen? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
I can, a little bit
Yes.
bigger might be better.
A little bit bigger. Okay. Gonna cut some stuff off, but
Okay, that could
Okay.
work.
can you see this?
I can see, yeah, it's a little bit big, but we'll live with it. Go ahead.
All right, so just overall, you know, generally the same site plan that we presented last week. We've got the parking lot out in the front with the 55 parking spaces, the building where it stood previously. And we've got the 3 recharges on the site, one out in the bottom left corner of the page, one towards the middle, in the lower parking area, and then another one down by the wetland resource area, in the original location of the recharger that was on the plans on the first go around from JM Grenier. The main difference between this plan and the last plan that was submitted has to do with the extra details added to the operation and maintenance, to the erosion sediment control, based on comments received in the response letter from Vincent on the last go around. So on this plan, we've added a lot more detail with regards to calling out areas that will need to be protected during construction due to steep slopes. We've added temporary containment areas for sediment control, for sediment basins. We've added 2 locations for proposed dewatering basins to be located. And we've also included the erosion sediment control setup that would be required on 38 King Street for the demolition of the existing building there, as well as the work that was required for the cut through to the southwest cutoff. So that was the most of the changes that came between the last plan submission and this plan submission. And we feel as though that the information we provided between the SWIP, this plan, the detail page here, will help prevent the sediment and erosion from getting tracked down into the wetland resource area, and to provide that extra layer of protection that everybody was looking for. For clarification, I'm just going to skip right to this plan here. So we to clean everything up and to show everything all on one comprehensive plan, I prepared this exhibit plan, which everything highlighted in the blue color that you see on this plan is the area that would be altered during the site construction. The blue on the site known as 3943 King Street is what everybody has seen to date. Really no changes there. As part of this, for part of this project, we are going to be connecting into a sewer manhole at the intersection of King Street, and I believe this becomes West Main Street at this point over here. The
Yes.
existing sewer manhole is down here. And we've got a proposed sewer line that runs all the way up King Street. So we've included the entire width of King Street as an area of disturbance. And then we've also included the area of disturbance that would be required for the connections to the water and the gas, which will be done on this end towards the southwest cutoff, as well as the work required for, again, the cut through out to southwest cutoff, and the parking area that's over there, and the other demolition that would be done. So we've kind of developed this plan just for a clearer picture of like the full scope of the disturbance that would be generated from this project. And we've done that. And I mean, at this point, that's just a quick general overview of the project and the limit of disturbance for the project. I feel like we answered a lot of questions from Vincent in his response letter, but if there are any other additional questions, I think it would be better at this time to just open it up for like more of a Q&A than a presentation, if you guys have anything.
Great. Thank you, Joe. Vinny, I guess the area we're concerned with the most, so I know I am here, is the toe of the slope, right at the very bottom, because that's where the wetlands reside, and we're gonna have a pretty steep slope there. Is the plan for controlling that enough in your view? What's there?
Yes, their initial proposal was kind of just what was in their notice of intent from whatever it was, I think 4 or 5 years ago, is
Mhm.
a perimeter sediment control line, but this is a more substantial proposal where they have temporary sediment basins proposed so that it doesn't just all get directed to that perimeter line and you expect it to hold up. So they've got reinforcement along that perimeter barrier, as well as some areas where it goes, the barrier is going down a hill, and they have like check dams built into the perimeter line to help slow the flow and control it. So I think this is a much better plan than what was initially proposed, and it's more complete. This is a review under the land disturbance bylaw, which
Mhm.
talks about more of the land disturbance aspects. So when they go over an acre, everything that causes that needs to be included. And so that's what the engineer was just showing, is that even I hadn't seen the work that was proposed for the sewer line in the past, but when he proposed it on the plan, it was clear to show what was going on, and that the work is going to be altering the surface. And if it rains when they're doing that work, the catch basins in the areas down in there still need to get protected so that the runoff water doesn't flow through the system and the drainage system and get into our wetlands that are down further from the site. So it includes the area that is wetland resource area next to the site, as well as areas downstream associated with the drainage in King Street. So I think they've done a thorough job with it.
Good. So all the missing data you've received that you're looking for.
Yes. Yep. Everything has been submitted.
Great, great. Questions, comments from the commission? And Todd, I know you're recusing yourself from this.
I don't have any, Greg.
Okay, Tom. Good, thank you.
I'm in the same boat, Greg. I think this was at the last meeting we went through some things, and I think it was really just kind of the SWIP and making sure Vinny was good with a lot of this stuff. So I feel like we're in a good spot.
Great, super. Okay, let me see if we have Joe, if you could stop sharing your screen, that would help me so I can see what's going on with anybody else out there. Super, thank you. Mark Arnold is there. Will you bring Mark in, Rashid?
No, I think Mark probably couldn't get in.
Oh, he's here now.
Oh, okay. It's up to you, Mr. Chair, if you want to bring him in.
We're going to vote, so.
Okay, I think we're good to go.
Okay, fine. All right. Then if everybody is good here, we need a motion to issue a stormwater management and land disturbance permit for 39 and 43 King Street.
Boy,
Is that a motion, Diane?
sort of.
Okay,
No, I move that what was it? You need to issue an order of conditions. Is that what you said?
and we approve an application.
Approve an application for the
Land disturbance
the
permit.
land disturbance part of it. Yes,
For 3943 King Street.
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
King
Is there-
Street.
Is there a second?
Second.
Yes, second.
Second by Tom. Roll call. Tom Beals,
Yes.
Justin Dufresne,
Yes.
Diane Goldner,
Yes,
and I vote yes. All right. You're all set, Rashid.
Thank you, sir. Thank
What's your
you.
timeline? Just curious, when's your timeline to start all this?
Well, some of the stuff we already put the silt fence and stuff, so we are starting the demo. We already put the demo permit. We had received the demo permit from the building inspector, and I was just kind of holding off a little bit. So we are starting as early as next week for the demo, but then the whole construction sequence and construction is going to take, a couple of years or so. So that's already provided too.
Yep. Okay. So once you get your remote control device and call Vinny, have him take a look and make sure they're good.
So Vinny, please go ahead and take a look. We already put the silt fence as we agreed.
There you go.
All right, ready to
There you
go.
Very
Thank
good. Very good. Thank you, Rashid. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good job, Joe.
Thank you.
All right. That is the agenda. Got a couple of other items here. Those are the public forums anyway. But you want to talk about 95 Indian Meadow here?
Yes, 95 Indian Meadow. The commission voted to issue an order of conditions on that last month, and I neglected to see that or remember at the time that we hadn't gotten a number from the DEP yet. So I contacted the DEP and asked what the process was if this happens. And they said, well, we looked at it and we had a couple of issues with it. In the original design, they were proposing to fill 500 square feet of wetland and replicate 300 square feet. And they said, Judy Schmidt, Schmitz from DEP said that if it doesn't have the same amount of replication as fill, it would need a water quality certification. So the applicant revised their plan to show 400 foot of fill, 400 square feet of fill, and 400 square feet of replication. So I got a revised plan and I was ready to issue an order of conditions, and DEP requested for that order to clarify that the applicant clarify the replication standards. So they submitted additional plans and information for that, but it was more detail oriented of trying to get the replication plants correct.
Okay, so it's really administrative at this point, and it's in the file. We've already voted it. So
Yes, and I have not issued, and the applicant has been okay with legally, I'm supposed to issue the order of conditions within 21 days of the close
Right.
of the hearing, but the applicant has been okay to wait until we got things squared away with DEP.
okay,
And so I will hope to get that out this week.
fair enough. Good. All right, thank you. Forestry services contract and the stewardship grant. Have you spoken to, get her name, the owner of the company?
Yes, Wigmore
Wigmore.
Forestry Resources Management. I spoke with her today and she made some recommendations on how we're going to proceed. She's still working on the contract. She had a subcontractor that was having some difficulties. And so that now I think they're going to get me the information by the end of the week to finalize the contract. Because there were
Okay.
also some questions from the prior temporary town administrator. So hopefully we'll get all those addressed and we'll have a contract in place by the end of the week, early next week. And as part of that, I've gotten a few email inquiries. People have seen some information that was posted on a Facebook or a Slack, something that was put up by the Trails Committee, not an official Trails Committee record, but it was something with the Trails Committee that talked about the questions they had initially a couple of months ago when they were concerned about the commercial forestry operations occurring. And we've been working with them. I was out there at the Apple Fest on Saturday with them, and they seemed to be pleased with the way things were going. They were kind of initially afraid that everything was going to happen real quickly and they wouldn't have the opportunity to comment. But since you guys have been working well with them and they seem to be on board with the process, I think it should work out well. But to that end, I put together a little bit of information. I added a link on the Conservation Commission website for forest stewardship. On the left side, it's added in there. And if you could review that and give any comments or suggestions of what might need to be added to it. But it generally gives the idea of what's going on, the status, and what things are going to happen in the future. We don't have a schedule yet for anything. So I have some bullet items and some estimated dates of things to occur, like in the fall or the winter of this coming winter or the spring of next year and the summer of next year. So it's all kind of flexible, which is interesting because I had thought we'd be starting some of the review of the plan. The harvest management plan is what it's called now. It used to be a forest cutting plan. Now it's a harvesting or a harvest cutting plan. But I thought we would be reviewing it by now, but we haven't even gotten to that point. So it's not a mad dash that we're doing here. We're trying to do it sensibly and consistently and in the best interest of the users.
And given the public commentary so far, I think that's a smart approach, is to move slowly, be transparent, communicate, get on top of it, which I think we're doing. So it's going to be a lot of community eyes on this. On that.
Yep.
Okay.
And if people have suggestions of other ways to get this out to for the public to view, and be sure, I mean, there may be people, I'm sure there's people out there that know a lot more about this stuff than I do. So getting their input would be very helpful.
Well, you also made contact with the Sustainability Committee, right? So, I mean, there's another group that
Yes.
thinks it's a great idea.
Yep. Yeah, they had a display at Apple Fest, a whole bunch of issues, but one of them was the invasive management program, or invasives management. And I explained the idea of, in this project, we're going to be doing invasives management for the whole, I think it's 115 acres of Edmund Hill that has the invasives creeping in along the perimeter. So that it's going to be very helpful for that, as well as reducing the risks to the abutters around the perimeter of trees that are dangerous, and the dangerous tree removal near the trails. So we're trying to work all those things in together, and people are supportive when they hear the scope. They get worried, which I don't blame them, when they hear about bringing in machines and cutting down trees on conservation land. But I plan on running this and managing it so that it's in the best interests of the people and the users.
Good. Okay. Any questions for Vinny on where we are with our forest management work?
A couple of things, I guess. Once we get the actual plan, I'm sure you could post a link to that right on the website then too, right? So everybody can view that. And I think definitely, well, on both sides, I think that you enter Edmund Hill, there's kind of the areas where they have like the maps and everything too. You know, is there any type of like a printout or anything that we could put on those boards that just, describes that it's coming? Maybe it's something the Trails Committee wants to do anyways. And then I guess another, probably like my last point would be something, it'd just be interesting to kind of understand the timing of the accessible trail that's going around there with our forest management. And if the two of those are going to kind of be happening at the same time, I just think obviously coordination between the two will be pretty important once we get to that point. But
Yeah, exactly. That's actually a very good point. The ADA trail, the contractor that's going to do that will have control of the site for a period of time. So we're just going to have to manage it and plan appropriately. And that project, I heard that project was going to start up, the construction was going to start up next spring. So it may be that work is going on when the planning and the scoping of the forest management or the harvest management plan is occurring. So that would work out well. So they finish that up, and then we move into the more safety and the tree removal, dangerous tree removal aspects. But that's good. I will definitely work with that.
Good. Yeah, that's a good point. Any other questions or comments? Forest management? No, we're good. Super. Okay. Thanks, Justin. One of our old favorites, 93 Maynard Street, Vinny. You want to talk about that a little bit?
93 Maynard. Oh, yes. I was out there this afternoon because I had gone out there probably a couple of weeks ago, and they have perimeter controls up along the west side of the property. They have a lot of runoff coming off with all the storms we've had. There was significant runoff, and their perimeter controls were in place. When I looked at it a couple of weeks ago, I got an email indicating that there was sediment laden water coming onto the abutters property. So I was out there at 4 o'clock today to check on it before this meeting. And there was a problem. The silt fence that was up and in place, there was so much water over the last couple of storms that one section got breached and it flowed into the abutters property. The owner has told me that he'll be working on it first thing tomorrow morning, and asked me to come by and visit in the afternoon tomorrow to make sure it was done correctly. So He apologized profusely for the issue and having a problem there, but it seems like you can't get much faster response time than that.
Yeah.
So I'll go out and check and make sure it gets done appropriately tomorrow. And if there's anything that needs to be done, I'll ask that it get completed. If anyone wants to join me, we can schedule a walk or an inspection together. They said they were going to start working on it in the morning, so I wanted to give them until the afternoon at least tomorrow to get the work done. So if anyone wants to go with me, that'd be great.
Okay. Any idea roughly what time, Vinny, or still too early?
No, I was planning on doing around 2 or 3. But
Okay.
tomorrow I'm working till 7, so we could do it a little later, at least till it gets
Okay.
dark.
Okay.
Maybe when the rain stops.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. That's what covers what I have. Vinny, anything else on your side?
Nope, the only thing that was on the agenda that wasn't discussed was the community forest
Well, the grant.
stewardship
Yeah, I wanted to look
implementation
those-
grant.
Yep, wanted to lump those
Yeah.
together. We're gonna get, we have a
And-
chance to get more then, right? We have a chance to get 2.
Yeah, we have an opportunity for 2, one per year. But I'm pulling together the information. I have a draft and I sent it off to our Wigmore Forestry to review and give comments. And they were finishing up some other things, so they didn't get to doing or giving me comments on that. But I was told by Wigmore, Mary Wigmore, that they're really looking, the state is really looking to disperse those grants to the communities. And as soon as we get it in, the sooner we get it in, the sooner we get the reimbursement.
Good news.
It
Good
is,
news.
yeah.
Free money is always good stuff, right?
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, just some paperwork.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, a couple dozen pages of paperwork.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have anything they want to bring up? Nothing unusual going on in your neck of the woods? Okay. I mean, we're gonna be done early tonight, but we've had a couple of long meetings in a row here, so I think it's nobody's complaining on that one. Anything next month, Vinny, we should be aware of? Anything coming your way you know about? These continuations from tonight, obviously, at least one of them.
Right. Not that I know of. I'm doing a couple of inspections of the projects that are underway. 172 Barefoot, yeah, 172 Barefoot Road. They're under construction doing drainage installations. And then the West Street project, those 5-lot subdivision. Yeah, actually, I guess it is a common driveway. They're doing the work and they're in the process of doing the construction work, and the West Street water line extension is
Across the
also
street,
right
yep.
in West Street. So that's occurring. Actually, I have a pre-construction meeting. I think it's tomorrow or the next day.
Well, good, good. All right, anybody have any known conflicts for October?
It's the 3rd Monday.
16th. Okay. Very good. Nothing else? Otherwise, we're going to adjourn. Is there a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Roll call. Diane Goulder,
yes.
Todd Helwig,
Yes.
Tom Beals,
Yes.
Justin Dufresne.
Yes.
Great, great. Thanks for joining, Tom and Justin especially. And
Yeah.
we'll talk to you in October. Thank you. Thanks,
Have a
Vinny.
good
Good to
one.
see you all.
Thank you, Owen.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.